So unless you've been living under a rock for a few weeks, you'll know that it was recently announced that Peter Capaldi was announced as the 12th Doctor. Um, and I'm really, really, really excited about this. Capaldi is a great actor. If you might know him from such things as The Thick of It, the film of The Thick of It, In the Loop. Um, he's fairly well known, but not really so much outside of Britain, which I'm glad about. I'm glad that they didn't get, if they got like, for instance, they got somebody like Hugh Laurie. I heard some people suggesting if they got Hugh Laurie, it wouldn't be the Doctor. It would be Hugh Laurie playing the Doctor. They should never get somebody who's more famous than the character himself. But that's neither here or there. But yeah, like I said, I'm really, really excited about Peter Capaldi for a number of reasons. One, like I said, he's a really, really great actor. If you see him in the thick of it, now I'm not going to say he's playing a character like he plays in the thick of it. He's not going to play Malcolm Tucker, but you know that he's got great comedic timing. He could definitely do like the fast-paced talking thing, which a lot of the recent Doctors have done. For instance, David Tennant. He can definitely pull that off, and I think he's just. He's won an Oscar, though not for acting. That was for directing, but it just shows that he's a very versatile guy, and I think he's just they've just got some really quality talent. The BBC just bring in some really quality talent, and I'm really excited to see what he does with the part. Another reason why I'm looking forward to seeing him as the Doctor is that he will be the first, shall we say, older Doctor that we've seen in a while. Recently, the past two Doctors, David Tennant and Matt Smith, have been younger actors, and whilst I love their performances, I was worried that the series was going to get into a trap where the Doctor, the actor playing the Doctor, couldn't be over 35. But Peter Capaldi's casting proves that the BBC are willing to take risks, and they were willing to hire an older actor, which I've got to say they have a lot of balls to do. Because going on to my next point, it seems that, like me, a lot of other people have been pretty pleased with this casting, but except for one demographic, and I think we all know who that demographic is. Yep, it's the Twilight, the Twilights, or whatever they're called, the tweens even. And obviously, they watch the show for one particular reason, and that's, the attractive actors playing the Doctor. And Peter Capaldi, I mean, no offence to him, but he doesn't exactly bring in that crowd. And I don't really care. I mean, to be honest, I don't think... I mean, if you want to watch it just for if you are watching it just for, like, the attractive people, then I suppose, but that's really, really not why I watch the show. And if that's the reason why you're watching the show, then I don't know. I'm just not going to miss those people who. Who probably stop watching it because he's not a heartthrob. So what sort of Doctor do I think he's going to be? I think he's going to be a darker Doctor, perhaps more of an Eccleston type Doctor, or perhaps he could go for the more kind of wider, more weary Doctor, much like William Hartnell, which coincidentally he's the same age as when William Hartnell started the role. Now if you're a fan of Doctor Who, then you already know that Peter Capaldi has already played two parts previously in Doctor Who. He played Caecilius in the episode The Fires of Pompeii, which I really like that episode, by the way. And then he gave it a good performance in that episode. He also had a part in the series 3 of Torchwood, Children of Earth, which I haven't seen in a while, but I do remember that being brilliant, and I do remember he was brilliant in that. So if you've never seen, if you're from the States and you've never seen Capaldi playing in a role before, then maybe you should definitely watch that to see the acting talent that he has. But a lot of people have been saying that it's going to be weird seeing him play the Doctor because he's already played two characters in the Whoniverse. And my reaction to that is, so? I mean, as a lot of you will know, Colin Baker, before playing the Doctor, he played the role as Maxwell the Guard in the episode, in the story, The Arc of Infinity. And he went to play on the Doctor, and that, that didn't really affect his performance. Companions, Freema Agyeman, Martha Jones, she already had a role before she played a companion, and as well as Karen Gillan, who coincidentally had a part in the same episode that Capaldi had, The Fires of Pompeii. And you could argue that those parts were nowhere near as large as Capaldi's parts, but it's really the same thing. If he varies his performance enough, because he's not going to play, the part he played in Children of Earth, and he's not going to play a part like he did Caecilius. He's a good actor. He's going to do a different spin on it. And to be honest, I think after a few weeks, you're just going to completely forget those characters. And if Captain Jack ever comes back to Doctor Who and he meets up with Capaldi, they could do like a tongue-in-cheek joke, or just completely ignore it. I really don't see it as an issue. And it's not like, the Doctor's ever going to meet Caecilius again, is it? Now, before I finish, there is one thing I would like to address. Even though I'm ecstatic about Capaldi being cast, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him playing the Doctor, Matt Smith is still the Doctor. You can't... Capaldi, even though he's been cast, he hasn't filmed anything yet. I'm not sure if he's read any scripts. Maybe he has, but as of now, Matt Smith is still the Doctor. He still hasn't finished. Still hasn't finished his filming his last episode, for God's sake. So even though you can, if you're looking forward to Capaldi, brilliant. So am I. But you've got to remember, Matt Smith is still the Doctor. He's still doing a great job. And we shouldn't forget that. You shouldn't forget about being so excited for Capaldi. But still remember, Matt Smith still has 2 more episodes, and so let's not start, not considering him as the Doctor at this moment, because Matt Smith has dedicated 4 years of his life to playing the role brilliantly, really brilliantly, and I don't think in his last few months that we should forget about him, especially since he's being in the 50th, and in my opinion, this is something else I wanted to address. I think the BBC announced this too early. Now I realise that it probably would have got leaked because these days the newspapers know about everything. So I realise it would have got leaked if the BBC didn't announce it first. I mean, if you notice, Capaldi was actually in the UK. He was really high on the bookies. So I think somebody must have found out anyway. So I realise why they did it, but I wish in a perfect world they would have announced this after the 50th. Because one, it wouldn't overshadow the 50th. Because in the 50th we're going to have, the 10th and the 11th Doctor, and everyone's thinking of the 12th Doctor. And I also think announcing Matt Smith's departure, maybe announcing Smith's departure is okay, but it was way too early to announce Capaldi's arrival, in my opinion. I know why they did it, but I wish they didn't have to. But what do you think? Are you excited to see Capaldi play the Doctor as I am? Or do you have any negative thoughts about Capaldi playing the Doctor? I mean, I really can't think of any, so if you could bring some up, that might really interest me. Please say in the comment section below, and please subscribe, because I try to produce a lot of what I think is good content, and I hope you think is good content, and if you want to hear more of my opinions, I do plan to do more of these videos in future, so please stick around. Thank you very much. This is Isaac's Movie Page, and thank you for listening.
Hello there, my name is Peter Capaldi, and I am the new Doctor.